బీటీవీ, ఇది మీ టీవీ.
Friends, welcome to this first webinar organized by Youth for Better India and Citizens for Better India. దీనిలో కొంత తెలుగు వాడతాను, కొంత ఇంగ్లీష్ వాడతాను, ఎందుకంటే people from all over the country may participate and the numbers will increase over time. So we must give an opportunity for all. What is the purpose of these webinars? All of us are concerned about our government, public affairs, what is happening to our tax money, can we make it better, can our lives be better with our money through the government. These are all the concerns that are bothering us. Politics is not about who is elected, it's not about who is in power. It is about what happens to our tax money, what happens to our collective lives, because we decide many things at our home. Most of the things that matter to us, whom you marry, what your children study or what you study, which course you join, what skills you acquire, what job you take, what business you do, what profession you practice, and when you get money, what income you spend, how much do you save, and how do you spend, for what purposes, and how much do you spend for each purpose. All these are decisions that we make for ourselves. Nobody else tells us what we should do. But there are some things which we cannot decide in our homes. The road in front of our house, the water supply to the house, and the sewerage system, so that all the filth and the dirt is properly managed so that nobody is inconvenienced and there is no disease. The stormwater drainage system, now we are in the midst of rains in many parts of the country. Unless that is maintained, even a minor rainfall can cause floods. Then, whether electricity comes to us on time or not. The traffic, how is it managed? How are the schools for our children? How do we get health care? These are all not issues we can decide at home because they are not in our personal control. They are our collective needs. That is why we have a government. So when we look at government and governance, when we look at Swaraj, good governance, it is not about who is elected, which caste is dominating, whose son or daughter is in power, which party is spending how much money, who has become a minister, who has become an MLA or MP. These are not the issues that really matter to us. They are merely the means to achieve our ends. So all these webinars are about understanding these ends and examining the way our government works from one small angle in each webinar. ఒక చిన్న కోణం నుంచి ప్రతి నెల ఈ వెబినార్లో చర్చ మనం చేపడితే మనకు కొంత లోతు తెలుస్తుంది. మామూలుగా మనం పత్రికల్లో, టీవీల్లో జరిగే చర్చల కంటే లోతుగా అసలు ప్రభుత్వం ఏమిటి, ఎందుకు, పన్నుల డబ్బు ఎందుకు ఖర్చు అవుతున్నది, ఎలా ఖర్చు అవుతున్నది, మన అవసరాలు అట్లా తీరుతున్నాయా, తీరకపోతే దాన్ని తీయడం ఎట్లాగా, ఈ లోతు తెలియాలి. The purpose of this webinar is, one, to prepare young people and all citizens as leaders. We are all concerned. Sometimes we are angry. Concern and angry are necessary. But with that, if knowledge, deeper understanding, they are both added, we can find some solutions. Once we have solutions, we can collectively raise our voice and make that happen. And that raising of our voice will be peaceful, it will be democratic, it will be without obstructing anybody else's rights. But most of all, we also should act responsibly. Just as Mahatma Gandhi engineered salt satyagraha, Uppu satyagraha, and then mobilized the whole country, We also must undertake small activities, easy activities that do not cost us time, that do not take away too much of energy, because we're busy with our lives. We have a lot of things to do in our personal lives. And we cannot give our time and energy and money for the public good. It is necessary. Public good is necessary. But we must be able to participate easily, without much money, without spending much time, without spending much energy. We must be able to participate in change and participate in transformation to make things better. So what I propose to do is, in each of these webinars, there will be one part, maybe 15, 20, 25 minutes, hopefully not more than 30 minutes, examining one aspect of our governance, one aspect of the way government in India functions. Some other things are good. There are some areas where there are some problems. This is not about criticizing X or Y or Z. It is about how to improve things and understanding in depth so that we are part of the solution. The second part is, in each webinar, I propose to give you one small activity. Wherever you are, please participate in that small activity. That activity will make us understand better. It will help change things. It will focus attention on the problem. And once we do it collectively, then change becomes easy. The media will pick it up, the governments will notice, and change will happen. And also we'll have data, because whatever we want to do for the country, we must have knowledge, we must have data. Impressions are necessary, but they're not enough. We must have valuable data, accurate data, correct data. And through our activities collectively, we can also generate volumes of data. We can understand what is wrong and what is right. And finally, 2 points. During this half an hour, I want you to send messages on this Facebook so that I can respond to at least some of the questions. Later, some of the questions or clarifications you need, if the time is not sufficient now, we can put them on the Facebook page, on Youth for Better India platform, and on Citizens for Better India platform. But please participate, please ask searching questions. It is my duty to try and respond. I do not have all the answers, but if I don't know enough, it is my duty and my team's duty to learn more and then get back to you, to help you understand better, to help us understand better. The second is, in each of these webinar platforms, I want you to tell us what you think we should cover. For instance, next month, what should we cover? What do you think is useful? We will take up something topical, which is engaging everybody's attention. There may be some big issue which is in the news. For instance, when in Uttar Pradesh there were deaths of children, many people are worried about healthcare for children. For instance, when in Haryana there was a serious law and order problem and many people had to die, many people are worried about rule of law or law and order. Similarly, there are many issues bothering us about governance. Now, instead of merely being angry at that moment or worried at that moment, if we try to understand what is happening, how to set it right. Is it possible with our money, without spending too much money, within our system? If we examine, we get a sense of the solution. So the idea is that you participate, you decide as far as possible what we should discuss, and you act in a practical manner, collectively, to bring about change. And finally, you become leaders, true leaders. True leadership is not about holdings, banners, publicity. It's not about contesting, winning, or losing. It is about understanding. It is about depth of knowledge. It is about communication, sharing with each other. It is about organizing ourselves collectively. It is about acting responsibly to bring about change. It is about being a part of the solution. That is how true change happens in a democratic society, through collective, informed assertion. We are making a humble beginning today. I hope this webinar will become an example as to how to bring about change in our vast and diverse country. That is how democracies change. This is a new experiment utilizing technology. So far, we have utilized all the traditional methods of organizing people. We succeeded enormously. Lok Satta movement, Foundation for Democratic Reforms, and many organizations collectively brought about several changes in the country. They are all necessary, but they're not enough. We have a lot more to do. If the young generation has to have a good future, if this country is to fulfill its potential, if India were to become truly a great nation and a great economy, we need to do a lot more. We all should be partners in change, and the young generation must emerge as leaders in their own right, not merely following what somebody says, but actually emerging as leaders and thinkers who will find solutions and who will build the future of the country. Now with that, today, I propose to discuss one simple issue. What is happening to our tax money? How and where is it being spent? Are there some ways of making it better? ఎంతో డబ్బు ఖర్చు అవుతుంది. ఆ డబ్బు రకరకాల ఖర్చు అవుతుంది. ఈ డబ్బునే మనం ఇంకో రకంగా ఖర్చు పెట్టి తెస్తాం. అది సాధ్యమా? ఒక చిన్న కోణం నుంచి చూద్దాం. First, let us understand how much money is being spent by our government on our behalf. It's our money, please remember. Every rupee that the government spends, whether it is the union government in Delhi or the state governments in Hyderabad or Amaravati or Bengaluru or Mumbai or Chennai or Lucknow, all this is our money. Let me give you some numbers. I can only give you some examples, partly because there is not much time, but you can extrapolate that. నేను కొంత సమాచారం మీకు ఇస్తే మిగతా రాష్ట్రాలకి మిగతా ప్రాంతాలకి మీరు అన్వయించుకోవచ్చు సుమారుగా కాస్త అటుగా. And partly because we don't have full data. Even I do not have full data. I may have a general idea, but the full data, accurate data may not always be available. But before that, what happens in our households? మన కుటుంబాల్లో మనకు ఆదాయం వస్తే, కుటుంబంలో 4-5 ఉంటే, మనకి ఒకళ్ళు ఉద్యోగం చేస్తారు, ఒకళ్ళు వ్యాపారం చేస్తారు, ఒకళ్ళు వృత్తిలో ఉంటారు. We get some income in our family. What do we do with that money? What do? We decide what we need. We decide a house. If we don't own a home, then we probably have a rented home. Then we take care of our children. First, our food, then our clothing, our basic needs, water, electricity, etc. Then how to educate our children. How should the family get proper health care? And then we have some other needs. We may require a television. We may require a laptop. We require something else. You require a vehicle to move because you don't trust the public transport system. Then after all those are over, because I don't have a house, I may want to build a house or I may want to buy a house. It may not happen in 1 day or 1 year, but I plan for that. I save money, I borrow if necessary, but then I have to repay along with interest. I make a calculation. All these decisions we make, A, to fulfill our needs, B, to give the best value for our money. Whatever we buy, whatever we spend on, we always make calculations. We always make choices. Is that money helping me? Is this purchase, is this decision helping me? Is there a better way I can spend the money? But supposing the money we earn in the family, let us say in the family, some 40,000 rupees is earned by all of us together per month. Instead of you and I deciding in the family what should we spend, how it should be spent, somebody else is taking away that money and they are deciding what should happen in our house, how that money should be spent. Just imagine. Will that money be spent wisely? Will we really get the best value for the money? Do we really get what we want? Just keep this picture in mind. It's our money. We have needs. We have desires. We have dreams. But somebody else is taking that money. They are spending on our behalf, but as they please. Are we getting something good out of it? Can we get something better out of it? Are we getting good value? Is our money being actually spent for us, or somebody else is eating up all the money? We have to ask these questions. Just as you have asked these questions about your personal money, your tax money also is your personal money, except that it is collective money for all of us. It is not an individual's personal money, but it is our collective money of our whole society. So if the governments are spending money, it is our money spent for us. So we have a duty to ask, where is this money going? How is this money being spent? Is it giving me good value? Am I getting what I need? Am I getting what I want? Is there a better way of spending that money? Will I get more with the same money if it is spent better? And if so, how do I make it happen? These questions, unfortunately, are not asked in India. అంచేత మన దేశంలో ఒక 2-3 రాష్ట్రాలు తీసుకుందాం. మనం 2 తెలుగు రాష్ట్రాలు తీసుకుందాం. అసలు ఎంత డబ్బుని ప్రభుత్వం మన డబ్బుని, మన పన్నుల డబ్బు లేదా మన పేరుతో అప్పు చేసిన డబ్బు, ఎంత డబ్బుని ప్రభుత్వాలు ఖర్చు పెడుతున్నాయి ప్రతి సంవత్సరం?
మీకు గనక ఈ వీడియో నచ్చినట్లయితే మన ఫ్రెండ్స్ అందరికీ షేర్ చేయండి. మీ బీటీవీని సబ్స్క్రైబ్ చేయండి ప్లీజ్. బీటీవీ, ఇది మీ టీవీ.